guys, welcome back. Today's another designer edit, and we're talking about rooms that look expensive and what they have that yours may not. And what you don't realize is that photography of interior rooms comes with a little bit of a sneak secret that leaves as soon as the photographer leaves, which is lighting. So here's what it really looks like when you're getting an interiors shot by a photographer. As you can see, there's furniture is all pulled around in different areas, and there is tons of lights that are about to go on in this space because he's got to front light this space because he's working with a view out that big door. So there is a lot of lighting that leaves when the photographer leaves, and you end up with the space that you designed. So here's what we want to do is understand where we need lighting and why we need lighting in our spaces to make it look a little bit more intentional, and that's what gives it that look of being expensive and luxurious. Here's a classic kind of ceiling lit living space, and you can see what happens is that when you only light the ceiling from one area up above, it really goes flat. Now, there's a lot of people out there that say that they don't have lighting at all in their ceilings. Well, that's fine too, but then it's dark. And so you have to be intentional and comprehensive about how you light what you want to accentuate in a space so that it gives it a sense of importance and the room feels intentional and balanced and your eye keeps moving across it. That's what makes rooms work so really well. So here's a room that is a perfectly beautifully layered room in terms of lighting. And I love it because you can really see how intentional they were. They have ceiling light, which is uplight in a tray. Then they also have a secondary aspect of ceiling light, which is a lovely pendant, which you can tell is part of the picture here. They also seem to have a little bit of a spot happening right in the center of the coffee table. So that looks like there's probably at least one target accent light happening there. Then they've gone and added that second layer, which is specialty lighting for behind shelves that comes in kind of this accentuated little candle cluster down in the fireplace, which is really nice. And then they have the living room's equivalent of a task lighting, which is a table lamp and reading lamps. So there's your three layers of lighting in a living room shown in a way that makes the room feel intentional. Your eye moves around it properly and you're able to appreciate where the light is actually sending your eyes and what it's accentuating, which makes it really, really look, expensive, luxurious, and refined. So it's easy to understand task lighting in, say, your kitchen, which is the under-counter lighting and the lighting over any work surface. That makes sense. You understand your chopping and knives and all the rest of it. You need to see what you're doing. But what about in a living room, right? Or what in a living space that you would accentuate? Well, if you have a reading nook or you read a lot, you definitely need some type of either floor lamp or reading lamp that allows light to shine straight onto the book and the page so that you're able to kind of see what you're doing. Maybe you knit, maybe you do certain tasks with your hands. That's requiring task lighting. And this is how we iterate task lighting in a living room, which will be something along the lines of a floor lamp or a table lamp. So this is a great photo. This is a well-known lighting designer, and she's done two aspects to this, which is she's backlit and frontlit the shelves, and she's added mirror to the back. Now that may not be your intentional design detail, and that's fine, but by giving just a little bit of a lighted effect across either a piece of artwork or a set of shelves or something that you're accentuating really specially, that's what really draws your eye towards that object and allows people to appreciate the specialty items. You could do uplighting for a plant. You can do under counter lighting. There's lots of opportunities for accent lighting in your living spaces that really makes the room feel lusher and more luxurious. So going back to this original image, when you're thinking about using your ceiling, that is another plane that you can light. So you can either do recessed cans, you can do uplighting around a tray, you can do pendant lights with uplights. There's a mix that you can combine, but you want to be able to make sure that you give the room an overall glow so that at night there's a general lumen level that allows you to operate within the space, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. So dimmers are your very best friend when you're working with a lighting plan. It really is about what you decide that you want people to see in the room, and that's how you work out your lighting plan. Oh, and here's one more thing, guys. If you want to try this experience with your spaces, here's what you want to think about to do maybe this week, which is try and get a dimmer installed onto your overhead lighting so that you can control those levels easily. Also, you want to consider adding in a couple of freestanding lamps. Maybe they're table lamps, maybe they're floor lamps, doesn't matter. Some of them may double up as a task lamp. If you've got some shelves, consider doing a little bit of the battery powered ones that just go in underneath so that you don't see them, but you get that little bit of glow. So there's a couple of ideas that you can do right away, and that'll give you a room that feels more luxurious and more elegant and more expensive than it did 10 minutes before. All right, guys, I will see you soon, and be sure and subscribe and hit the bell and do all those things, comment. We love it, and I'll see you soon.